Well, hello and welcome to the live stream. And I'm going to do a bit of casual exploring. And if anyone would like to have some input into the latest news from Frontier, which is that there is no news, it'd be nice to have a chat and see what your thoughts are on the latest reveal from Frontier Developments. And we'll go from there, really. So that's my thoughts. I'm just sorting a couple of things out for the stream. That's my thoughts. And stop those sorts of things happening. There we go. Okay, looking good. Alrighty, I think we're good to go. Let's just check everything else looks good. Yes, it does. Okay. Right. Well, let's go start off by exploring anyway. We'll go from there. And if anyone does join, then I'll have a little chat about the latest news. It's hard to call it news. I'm struggling to say news when there isn't any news. So I'm just going to look for somewhere that we could go and have a look at. This little nebula here looks nice, but how far away is it? Let's see. 7,000 light years. A little bit further than that I can possibly reach in a stream. Possibly. It's probably about an hour away. Or maybe less than that, actually. 6,000. Oh, that might not take that long, actually. Ooh. An interesting nebula name too. Where's that? Might just pop out here and have a look. We might get there. Should we head towards that black hole? Let's have a look. There's a number of black holes actually. Okay, let's see how far that is. So yeah, I know it's an interesting title for a live stream, but Frontier Developments have just announced that they don't plan to do anything for the next year and a half in terms of any major new features with Elite Dangerous, which I find most interesting because for the last, well, year I guess, they committed to fixing things, which they have done and enhanced a lot of core stuff like mining and exploration to a point. But then after that, of course, everyone was expecting some new functionality. But we've had the news today that there won't be any new functionality for a year and a half, which concerns me. And the reason I say that is because I've worked in software and software development for a long time. And normally when this sort of stuff happens, it normally means that there's been a change of direction. It's probably the best way of putting it. So I will be interested to hear your thoughts on what might be going on at Frontier Developments. Let me put that route. Okay, let's just see how far that is. 44 jumps. Let's just see if there's a closer nebula. Just fancy doing a bit of casual exploring tonight. and share my thoughts about the latest news. I do struggle with that concept of news though. So yeah, if you're watching and you've got any thoughts, questions, or wondering what on earth this is all about, do ask and I will gladly explain. Whilst I look for an interesting place to go and visit. We could just head to the top of the galaxy, I suppose. But yeah, and this is all, like I say, based on the announcement that Frontier won't be doing any new stuff with Elite Dangerous for quite some time. That Nebula is a little bit closer, is it? Where did I just plot that route to? Over there. No, maybe not. Well, anyway, it's another 6 days or so before the next community goal, so we can totally nip out to a nebula. That one's closer. Let's see what we got here. I always find nebula a bit hard to find. Let's see how far that's 7,000 light is. That's no real different to the one that I've just plotted a route to. So yeah, there's a few people watching, so like I say, the Frontier Developments have said that they're not really going to do anything new with Elite for a year and a half now, after recently updating the game with enhancements to features that we already have. And like I say, that's me a little bit worried that Frontier might have changed their direction in terms of what they want to do with the game. And of course there's the forum revamp as well that they're planning to do. So yeah, I am intrigued, and like I say, I've been in software development for many years. I won't tell you how many because it'll give away my age. But I've seen many events like this happen, and normally it means that someone's had a different idea or different direction for the software, and normally it's money orientated, and what I mean by that is that let's take for example those that like Christmas and a Christmas turkey. And in order to have that Christmas turkey, the first thing you need to do is feed it up until it's plump and ready, and has lots of meat, for want of a better word. And so once it's at that point, let's just go there anyway. Let's just get moving. You harvest it, I guess, and I can't help thinking that with the recent announcements about, Frontiers looking good in the books, and all that good stuff, there will be people looking to harvest all that good fortune. And also, in my experience, when that happens, they normally change. Oh dear, there's a bit of a bad start. They normally change how they develop things, and they normally move development offshore, in my experience, because offshore development's cheaper. But when that happens, what a lovely view, by the way, it means that onshore development obviously has to be cut down dramatically, and you just keep on key staff and key developers. The other thing that happens is that when that happens, there's a transitional period where you don't want to do any new stuff in your product, because you don't have the skills in-house to be able to do that, especially if you plan on farming your development offshore. And when I say offshore, I mean outside of, in this case, the UK. And quite common is that the offshore place tends to be India, where development is moved to. So when that happens, there has to be a massive amount of knowledge sharing and transfer, so that the offshore developers can get up to speed with the product. And when that happens is not the time to start developing new stuff, because the developers that you're farming your product off to offshore need to get acquainted with the code and all that good stuff, and that process can take a good year to get all that done. And yeah, the next major enhancements to the product are going to be at least a year and a half away. So I'm wondering if the process has already started. That's my thoughts on it anyway. And it'd be interesting to know if anyone's got any thoughts on that as well. Just I thought I'd do an impromptu live stream to discuss it. But I'll leave those thoughts there, and if someone's watching wants to join in the discussion, then feel free. In the meantime, we can just explore and look for good stuff. I mean, there are some of the things that I've, got in my head that I have to think about, and that is that in terms of the way that Frontier make money. Hi Category, I have no idea how you pronounce it, but I hope that's close. Did you miss much? Not massively, but there was, don't know if you know, but the company that makes Elite Dangerous has announced that they won't really be doing anything new for Elite Dangerous for a while. Don't know where that message is from. Oh, I think it's I thought it was aimed at me for a minute. Yeah, so Frontier Developments have said that they're not going to do anything majorly new for Elite Dangerous for about a year and a half. Sorry, I just need to change my system there. So yeah, I just thought that was a bit of a strange announcement. We was all expecting something like, I don't know, atmospheric landings or space legs that everyone talks about. I found a water world already. There's only 9 objects. I suppose we could scan them all, couldn't we? Yeah, so yeah, that's it really. They've released some news, but there's not really much news in it. It's a case of, yeah, we're not going to do anything with Elite for a while. Which is strange, because it's been doing quite well, really, I thought. So like I say, I think they might be changing the place or the location where they do the development from, which might explain why some staff have left as well. I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom, I'm just saying that things might, turn out a little bit different. Anyway, Category, did you get your Elite installed? If you had a chance to play it yet, I would be most interested. And it's nice to have you along as well, by the way. What was that? Oh, it's non-terraformable. What's special about that one? Strange. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if you did get that installed. Okay. How many jumps is it? Oh dear, 42. Hopefully the jump sequence is a bit faster. I could just blast my way over to that nebula and not stop for looking. Could do that. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go and have a look at that nebula. I hope everyone's having a lovely evening. We've saved our position at Sagittarius A, a supermassive black hole at the centre of our galaxy, and now I'm just going to venture out and find something interesting to look at. To be honest, the centre of our galaxy is rather boring. There's no real decent nebula around. It's extremely bright and light polluted, so if you want to go and look at some good stuff, it's always good to get away from the core a little bit and get some nice views. So let's see if we can find a nice view out in our wonderful galaxy, and maybe find some biological life forms of some shape, form or description would be nice. So you've not installed it yet, it'll be the middle of next week. As you're working, I take it you're not working right now, are you? Well, if you are, I want your job if you're able to watch YouTube or Twitch whilst you're working. I'll have that job any day of the week. Let's just quickly have a look and see if we're not missing anything. No, let's go. So yeah, this is my account as well that I'm doing the Distant Worlds 2 expedition with, and like I say, I've made it all the way to the latest checkpoint. Docked at the new station, which I did in the last live stream, and now we're just heading back out to go and find some stuff that's nice to look at. I know quite often I'm doing the live streams and I'm just heading to a particular place. Mind you, that said, I did do the ringed neutron, and I did get some more high-res footage of that, and I will compile some videos at the weekend. It does take a bit of time to do that sort of stuff, so that's why it's not so easy to pump out, because I work too. However, live streams is a way of enjoying the game and being able to put out some content in terms of a live stream, and lets people have a chat, and it's all good. So working the weekend and some of next week. Weekend working. I suppose it's good in one way, because I guess you get some time off in the week, right? When there's less things going on, to get more personal space. I'm not really big into crowds. Hey Jules, howdy, how are you? Nice to have you along. We're just off to go and look at some, or look at a nice nebula, get away from the core. And also, but if you're looking at the title of this live stream, I don't know if you know, but Frontier have announced that they're not going to do anything with Elite for a year and a half, which I thought was a bit bizarre. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Obviously, Kalgoorlie, it will give you a chance to catch up with the rest of us, because there is a lot to do in Elite Dangerous for sure, and it's a fantastic game. I love it. I was just disappointed to hear that they don't plan to do anything new with it for a while, but like I say, for new players that will give them a chance to get up to speed. Earning money is certainly a lot easier now in Elite Dangerous than what it ever used to be. So yeah, nothing of interest there. So I'll show you in the galaxy where we're off to in a minute. It's going to be a nebula, and what I'm going to do once I get there is look for a nice view. Actually, the nebula that we're heading to is not that far away from another nebula I know, but one that's quite hard to find, and it's really high. In fact, it's the highest nebula. You know, when I say high, I mean on the galactic plane. In our galaxy, well, in this game for sure. And what makes that special is that there's not much light pollution, so the nebula looks absolutely stunning. So maybe I might pop over there as well. And that means that I'm probably travelling like 20 times the distance of a lot of commanders that are doing the Distant Worlds expedition. But then I've been there, done that, so I like to go exploring at the same time. I can soon catch up with them. It doesn't take long for me to get anywhere. Wheels of Industry turn 24/7, and you do farmer work. Oh right, okay, healthcare and all that. Nice. Do you get discounts on your farmer work? Oh, I said I was going to show you where we're heading to, didn't I? Let's do that. Let's just scoop off this star and 7 bodies. Quick look. Anything interesting? Nope. Right, let's show you where we're going. As you can see, we're in the core at the moment, which is really bright, and it's not exactly a very picturesque. You get lots of weird systems though, but we're going to head out to here. This is where we're going. Now I know it looks far away, but it shouldn't take too long in my ship. But as you can see, we've got a nice nebula to play with, and we'll get that up against the darkest sky with the space, with all these nice bright what look like B class and O class and A class stars. It should look pretty. It should be something nice to look at, and hopefully I think we'll find some of those notable phenomenons. Whenever I say that now, I can't help but think phenomenon. Do. Yes, I went there. Jules, yeah. I don't know if you've seen the news. Just read out your comment. You know, really thought that they had some paid content coming out this year. That's disappointing. Yeah. Basically, there's an announcement to say that they won't be doing any new, essentially any new proper features in Elite Dangerous for about, I think they said 18 months, back end of 2020. So yeah, it's about a year and a half plus. Which concerns me. Let's just see if there's anything else there. Nah. Yeah, so I don't know if you've not seen that story, but yeah, no, nothing coming, I'm afraid. Calgary, no, I don't want to take any of that. Okay, it's not good farmer then. Fair enough. Jules, so you hope they're going to be working on something that's going to be worth waiting for? Yeah, so do I. What concerns me though, a year and a half without any new content, I think, you know, people are going to start to wane away from the game. I mean, and something else that I thought of as well, if you're a content creator, I wouldn't call myself a content creator. I mean, you've got, for example, Obsidian Ant, the famous great guy that he is. Obviously he puts out a lot of content for Elite Dangerous, and you know, content creators like that, when they hear that, you know, one of the games that you create content for is not going to create any more content for a year and a half, that's not going to be a good news story, is it? I think luckily for Obsidian Ant though, he does cover a lot of other games, because he has a good interest in space sims and all that, so but yeah, if you're going to be looking for new content as a content creator, you're going to probably move on to a different game, which isn't, it's not a good PR statement really. Okay, all farmer is good, just side effects, only giving us sick. Well, I should hope so. Don't do it, kids. They're there to make you better. But you know, I just think that's such a long time, a year and a half. I mean, I know they make additional funds from their store, and people buying stickers and bobbleheads, and yeah, look, I've got them on mine as well. I don't mind supporting the game. I really like it. I used to play Elite back in 1984 on a BBC Micro. So yeah, I love the game. It's just disappointing that they're not going to bring out content for such a long time, and I think they might lose a bit of revenue because people sort of wane away and look for other stuff that might have fresher content. Players always want more new stuff, so I do wonder why they've taken that strategy of just outright saying, that's it folks, nothing new for a year and a half. You'd think they'd put something in, right, just to sort of tide you over. So I really don't know what's going on there. This sky looks rather green. Just wondering if we're in a mini planetary nebula.
Warning. Frame shift drive operating beyond safety limits.
We'll have a look, shall we? Oh, come on. I shouldn't have had a look at that map. I don't think it... No, it didn't charge. Oh, what a pain. So, Jules, are you out in your spaceship tonight? Don't know what I'm looking for there. My next destination. Now, I don't recommend that you fly directly towards a neutron star, but if you know what you're doing, you should be alright. Because you could come unstuck. Oh, look at that. The Borg are coming. That's a cube if I ever saw one. Right, anyway, let's crack on with where we're going. Calgoria Lee. Gonna have to. How do you pronounce that? Calgoria. Should I just call you Cal for sure? Calgary Lee. Anyway, they've dropped the price to get noobs like myself in. Yeah, they have done a lot of dropping of the price and that sort of stuff. I mean, to be honest though, I really think when it comes to games, I think price should reflect the amount of gameplay you get from it. Now, I actually was a backer of this game, and I think I've probably, I don't know, probably invested something like £200 British in the game. I've got a lifetime season thingy and everything else pass and all that good stuff. But I've been playing this game for, is it like 4 years? On and off. So I think I've had my money's worth. So I haven't got no complaints at all. Although I do have to watch there because I nearly went out of fuel. Oh, another war world. Where's that? Where la water? Where will it be? Oh, there's orbit line. Let's follow that. Or is it a neighbouring star? There we go. Take that. And we'll have the moon as well. There we go. There. Right, that'll do me. Let's move on. Jules, I've played ED for so long now, don't think I will ever get bored. No. Yeah, I mean, I think they recently released the details of how much of the galaxy we've managed to explore so far, and if memory serves me right, it was something like 0.03%. That, if that doesn't show you how big this galaxy is, I don't think anything will. And I think it's been like 40, is it 40,000 years before we'll actually explore the entire galaxy? Oh, I need to fill up with fuel actually. Better stay by the star. So yeah. Cal is cool. Okay, good Cal. That saved me a lot of trouble pronouncing your name there. Excellent stuff. Thanks for that. Hey Jules, you just found an Earth-like world with a landable moon. Just landed on it for a quick drive about. Excellent. Is it a close orbiting moon? Is it? Can you see the Earth-light really well? Because I love that close orbiting moons and planets and all that good stuff. Get some great views. Are you, Jules, are you out with Distant Worlds at the moment, or are you just doing your own thing? Because it would be cool to meet some of these, some of you guys and girls out there playing in space. Get some selfies and all that. Do some crazy stuff. Like taking SRVs out into space, carried on a ship. Always good fun. Which reminds me, there is something that I want to try, and I don't want to give it away because it's probably never been done before, but I want to know what happens. And that sounds like a massive tease, I know, but I don't want to give it away because I really want to try and say I was the first. But it does require more than one player. So if you want to join me and do some stuff that's never been done before, but only possible with additional players, then yeah, that'd be cool. And I guess if you're still back at the bubble, I hear the Thargoids are getting rather active at the moment. Hyperdicting players whilst they're playing around in the bubble, I understand. Now this may sound crazy, but I've never actually fired in anger at a Thargoid yet. I guess I will one day, I don't know, but it's not really appealed to me so far. Although I did say that once I've done this exploration trip and go the full journey with the Distant Worlds 2 expedition, when I get back I'm going to start doing some PvE or pew pew, basically combat, because I need to get up my combat rank so that I'm triple elite, and also I want to rank up with the Federation and unlock the other 2 large ships and play with those. So that'll be the Federal Corvette and the Clipper. So I've got to make friends with the Imperials and the Federation, become king.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
You're 4K from Sagittarius A, Jules, and you're a latecomer. You know that the place that I've just decided to nip off to is 6,000 light years away. You're on the doorstep. 4,000 light years is nothing. That's like opening the front door to get a breath of fresh air. You'll be there in no time. Oh well, depending if you're taking it steady, of course. If you're in a rush, it wouldn't take long. Using old neutron star boosts and all that good stuff. Probably talking about 40 minutes in a dash. But yeah, if you're just exploring and taking it all in, then go at your own pace. What we're doing right now is we're just getting somewhere.
System scan complete.
I don't call this exploring, I call this getting somewhere. You might stumble across something nice on the way, but I'm not even looking for interesting places. I want to get to that nebula to then once I get to the nebula, then I'll look for interesting places.
Operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
That's the plan.
Drive charging.
And I've got other accounts as well, but they're a bit dormant at the moment because I just wanted to get out and about and do some exploring. You don't have to think about stuff when you're exploring, really. Rinse and repeat. And if you've had a long week at work, there's nothing better than getting out and exploring. It helps you unwind. And it's also really nice to be able to do this live streaming and being accompanied by great people like yourselves for a bit of conversation, and it's much appreciated. I've got here nothing really of interest.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, Jules, have you ever been to Sajay? I'm guessing you've been playing for a long time. You probably have, right? Well, I'm packing a couple of SRVs, so I can do some silly stuff with one of them if I decide to, which normally ends up in an exploding SRV with wheels flying off in numerous directions. But yeah, when you're actually, I mean, like I say, a lot of my streams are just going to specific places like ring neutron stars or
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
other stuff like that. Oh, come on. We're just doing crazy stuff like the Planet Death. That is a great place to go to. I have to admit, after doing it for 4 days, I kind of know it inside out and pretty much done it all, but I did learn a lot from that. I learned that you can't stay on a planet that goes through the exclusion zone of a star whilst you're in your spaceship. And the reason being is that the exclusion zone pushes your ship off the planet rather unceremoniously, and it just happened to be a white dwarf as well, so you kind of guess what happened next. I basically died because the intention was that I would go around the star, which was destroying my ship, but I thought if I get around the other side I can reboot, repair and say I was the first one to go around the star. Unfortunately that didn't happen, and that was a rebuy screen. Hey Commander Blitz, how you doing? I salute you too, sir. Jules, you're going to drop by the Great Annihilator. Oh yeah, that's on the way. And you're taking it steady, getting your name on as many systems as you can. Well, make sure you get up and above or down below the galactic plane. You'll find a lot more stuff to put your name on. And to be honest, the view's a bit better when you're not in the core as well, you know, on the level of the galactic plane, because it's so dusty and bright and all that stuff. You never get anything worth really taking a good screenshot for. So yeah, it sounds like you're doing the right thing. And if you find a ringed Earth-like, they are the prized possession. Definitely tag that. But yeah, if you stay on the level galactic plane, basically if you do a direct route, let's give you a classic example. Let's say that you're flying around the Sol system, which is in the bubble, or pretty much anywhere in the bubble, to be honest. And then if you plot a route directly to the supermassive black hole, the computer is going to plot you exactly the same route as thousands and thousands and thousands of other players have taken. And that's why you hear a lot of people say, oh, I flew all the way to Sagittarius A and I couldn't find any systems that weren't tagged. And it's like, well, you probably went exactly the same route as everybody else. So yeah, you're not going to find anything new. Now that said, because there's so many stars near the core, when you get near the core you probably will find some new stuff, but in general, if you oh, that's close to an Earth like that, not quite. Let's just set my scanner properly. But yeah, so it's always best to plot a route, make a detour, so like head to the top of the galactic plane and then down to Sagittarius A, and you'll find a lot more interesting stuff, and you get better views as well. But never make a beeline for a point of interest in Elite Dangerous if you intend to tag your name on something, because trust me, someone's already been there and using exactly the same route. And all you have to do is a slight little detour on the way to your destination, wherever it is you want to go, and you will find that you'll find near enough every single system has not been touched by anyone else. Obviously key locations like nebula and planetary nebula and things like neutron stars that are close to the bubble, they will definitely all be scanned and mapped without a doubt, because everyone wants to go and have a look, obviously. So make a little detour, you can find some interesting stuff, and definitely you'll be exploring stuff that no one else has explored before. Like I say, we've only explored 0.03% of the galaxy. That's not a lot at all. It's really not a lot at all. I mean, to actually get up to 0.1% is going to probably take another 2 years. To get to 0.1%, absolutely insane. You know, but then there are a billion. No, it's more than a billion, is it? Right. Can't remember off the top of my head now. 100 billion, whatever it is, I'm not sure. There's a lot of stars anyway. Maybe the expansion pack is to bring in all the other billions of galaxies. Mission impossible, I think. Just think, you wouldn't even have enough time in your lifetime to just go and visit one galaxy. One system in one galaxy. And then on to the next galaxy. You wouldn't even scratch the surface, which just boggles the mind. And then they say, is there life out there? Of course there is. And if you want any proof that there's life out there, look in the mirror. Because there ain't no way that we're a one-off. So Jules, it's your first visit to the centre, and you tend to head to the edges. Makes for a better challenge. Yeah, it does, and that's really good to hear. You'll definitely get the most out of exploration by doing that. And like I say, when you head out to the edges, or down below the galactic plane or above the galactic plane, you're always going to get a better view, guaranteed. And if you can find a nebula that's out on the edges, or what else is it, out on the edges, or a nebula or planetary nebula, anything like that, always well worth. Blitz, thank you. Yeah, I've had a long week. I mean, that sort of stuff normally rolls off the tongue, but I'm just chilling out tonight and doing a bit of exploration. And yes, 400 billion stars in this galaxy. Thank you for jogging the old brain cells. That's what's that? That's well, give or take, that is enough for everyone on this planet to own 80 odd stars. or 80 odd systems anyway. That's the thing that you don't really hear a lot about as well, is obviously we know there are systems out there, binary systems, but when they say there are 400 billion stars, I guess they must mean 400 billion systems. Probably being a bit pedantic there, but yeah, 400 billion systems for sure. And I wouldn't like to guess. I mean, they say that they generated this galaxy with a stellar forge, and it's fairly accurate in the way that it worked everything out. So I'm willing to believe that there really are as many Earth-likes. But that said, of course, just because we live on a planet that uses oxygen and water and, you know, all that good stuff that the things that make up an Earth-like, for want of a better word, I think we'd be foolish to think that other life didn't evolve in a different way completely to us and lives on a planet that we wouldn't ever conceive of surviving on. You know, acid rain and all that good stuff. Planets where it rains diamonds and sulfur and who knows what else. So yeah, I really do have an interest in the galaxy. I think it's amazing. It always boggles the mind that it does boggle my mind somewhat. Oh, it's busy. Where are you? There it is. Oh, there's more than one. Where is the other one? Not convinced that's it. And I'll tell you what else I think, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but everyone is always assuming that life is going to exist on a planet. And let's face it, space is big, right? And I'm pretty damn confident that there is life that just lives out in space and doesn't actually need to rely on a planet. You know, that's what I think. Blitz has got the stats on tonight. Excellent, thank you, Blitz. It will take players 150,895 years to map the entire galaxy. Well, that is a very interesting fact. And very accurate, I have to say, Blitz, as well. 150,000 years. Let's round it up. 151,000 years. The mind boggles just even to wonder what will be around at that time. And even if the Earth still exists, if it hasn't been smashed to a pulp by a drifting star or a black hole or another planet, who knows? And will we ever get off this rock? I think we probably would get off this rock if we actually just stopped fighting everyone and worrying about who's got the best religion and all that good stuff, and just actually worked together and did some cool stuff, you know? That'd be nice. But the biggest thing that I find difficult to grasp is, how do you go faster than the speed of light? And I don't know, if you think the speed of light is fast, and then you compare the speed of light to our galaxy, the speed of light is a snail's pace. Woo, that's pretty. Wow. That's what tends to happen, you know, if you get do you want an outside view of that one? It's quite pretty, isn't it? Here we go. So the reason why this neutron star is having a bit of a fit and spinning so fast, they're normally influenced a lot by a local star if there is one, and that's a very good example. So there you go. Yeah, but the speed of light was what I was referring to, and it's excruciatingly slow if you're talking on a galactic scale. And if you look around on YouTube, you'll see there's videos of what it would look like if you started from the sun and flew to somewhere like, let's say, the planet Pluto, for example. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a long video to get to Pluto at the speed of light. And of course the only way that makes sense really is that you have to bend space and time if you want to get there anytime soon. I think the closest star system to us is like 4 light years away. That's a really powerful neutron star, that was keeping me right in the old loop there. So, not that we can actually travel at the speed of light, and I don't think we ever will. We'll have to do something more clever than that. But even if we could go at the speed of light, it would still take 4 years to get to the next system. That's bonkers. And no one's even discussed about how you speed up and slow down, because slowing down from the speed of light is gonna probably turn you into a miniature black hole. It's just gonna be squished. So we're definitely gonna have to come up with a way of travelling around where we have to start bending physics a little bit. Otherwise we're not going to get anywhere very soon. Jules, you're hoping to witness man landing on Mars. You know, that really is doable. But do you know what frustrates me about all that, you know, is it is totally doable. We can totally do that. I think it's about a year. It's about a year and a bit to get to Mars with our current technology, which is a long time to spend on a spaceship, and obviously you're going to have to come up with some sort of solution to deal with you know, the environment. Like, you know, it's probably going to have artificial gravity in terms of rotation or something like that. But the thing that frustrates me is, you look at how much they spend on the space program, and then you look at how much they spend on the latest missile to go and kill somebody. It's just so wrong. So yeah, I'd like to see that day as well. I'm sure if someone discovers oil on Mars, you know, everyone will be rushing out there, won't they? I don't know. Probably not practical bringing it back, to be honest, but yeah, it's a shame we don't really invest in futuring mankind and furthering our knowledge, and would rather just spend it all on killing each other. Maybe one day someone sensible and get in charge of the whole show and start doing something constructive for once. Never mind. Or maybe some friendly aliens will come down and say, look, sort it out, lot, you humans. Stop all this fighting and bickering and abuse and crack on with becoming something worthy of this universe. So anyway, fingers crossed, nothing nasty is waiting for us round the corner, such as another planet annihilating meteor or anything like that. Well, not meteor, asteroid. And we actually find a way of doing stuff before that day comes. Otherwise it'll be back to the dinosaurs, I guess. And that didn't work out too well for them, although they managed to survive a lot longer than we have so far. Do stop me if I'm boring you with all this chat. It's just how my mind works. How far have we got to go to get to this nebula? Oh, that was quick. Only 10 jumps to go. Oh, I told you it wouldn't take long. Well, that surprised me. Feels like I've been here for ages. Oh, super. I think that's only taken about half an hour. Half an hour to do 6,000 light years. Bargain. Hey Blitz, just reading the stats today. Commanders have discovered... Oh, that's interesting. I've actually... Alright, that kind of conflicts with some other stats, but I think that's because you're using the independent source, right? But even still, we've discovered 112,863,791. Is that roughly individual star systems? Which is only 0.028%. Yeah, the official figures from Frontier say that we've done 0.03. I know it's not a lot more, but it's around that. But if you think about it, based on that amount of time, Elite has been out for 4 years. Okay, so the user base is probably doubled in that time. So if we say 2 years, in 2 years' time, we might have discovered 0.06%. Kermit? Thank you very much. I am flattered by your donation. Thank you very much appreciated. Come and say hi in the chat, Kermit. It's nice to have you along. And yes, I will have one. Thank you very much, sir. Very much appreciated. Well, we're nearly at the nebula here as well now, so not only have I waffled on about everything, putting the world to right and all that good stuff, thoughts about Frontier and their announcement that they're not going to do anything for another year and a half, which was frankly quite shocking. But we're also going to make it to the nebula in record time. I really didn't think I would get there that quickly. I think we've got about 8 jumps left. And then we can do some little bit of exploration as well. Oh, I've got to do the loop of shame now on the star. Yeah, well. Where are you? See, even now we're nearly at our destination, but we're still so close to the core. It really is quite bright. There we go. A little tickle on the stick. There we go. Definitely not the best position to be in, pointing at the middle of a neutron star, but if we can wiggle our way out of that one. Did I actually do a parp? Hey Kermit, thank you very much. Really much appreciated, and welcome. It's great to have you along. Let's see where we are then. I think we're nearly at the nebula. I've not been to this nebula before, by the way. This happens a lot, you know. Believe it or not, we're almost at a nebula, but can you see it? Nope, I can't either. And this happens a lot, and the only way that you're going to find this sort of stuff is you have to look around the map, and then all of a sudden a nebula appears out of nowhere. What's that about? Anyway, let's crack on. Let's go and have a look. I mean, really want to go to that system. I don't know if you saw the system name. It said AA-A, or is A-AA. I've had a really long week this week, so my brain's not fully engaged today. I even forgot how many stars there were in our galaxy, which is crazy. But luckily Blitz was on hand to remind me. So yeah, you have to look out for these things. And like I say, where we're going right now is not that far from another nebula that I know, which is, as far as I've been able to ascertain and discover, is the highest, or nebula that's the furthest away from the galactic plane. So whichever way you want to look at it, the highest, the lowest, the one that's the least light polluted, and you get some stunning views from there. And I'm seriously considering taking a look at that one later in the week, maybe on Saturday or Sunday, and it will make for some great views. I don't think I'm that far away from it at all now. Anyway, how far have we got to go to this nebula? I can't even see the nebula yet. Where is it? I can't see it in the night sky. I said night sky. What do you call that? The space? There's a good question for you. What do you call that? I mean, you can't call it the sky. You just say the space. There's a question for you. When they look out the International Space Station window, what do they say? Do they say, oh, look at that space? Interesting. I think of some random stuff, don't I? Look at the vacuum, maybe. Maybe that's what they say. Look at the vacuum. Probably not. I would be interested. If anyone knows what they do call that out there. I mean, yes, it's space. It's the universe. I suppose in this case it's the galaxy. Could you call it that? Cosmos, says Calgary. Cal. Let's go with Cal. Cosmos. Yeah, I like Cosmos. It makes more sense, doesn't it? It makes more sense than saying, oh, look at the sky, or look at the stars. I mean, yes, stars, but something more descriptive. I like Cosmos. The Void, says Kermit. Very good. Look at the Void. The Cosmic Void. How about that? Let's have our cake and eat it, eh? The Cosmic Void.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Right, I'm just going to fly away from this star, and because we should be able to see the nebula by now, so I'm just going to get away from the light pollution, because as you may know, look, where's all the stars gone again? They really need to fix that bug. That's crazy. It's like only B-class stars are lighting up. Anyway, let's not worry about it right now. But if I fly far enough away from that neutron, I should be able to see the nebula we're flying to. But right now, I mean, that's just a local star over there, or a planet. But right now, I can't see a nebula. And we should be able to see it by now. Anyone see a nebula anywhere? Light pollution is normally about as much as 2,000 light seconds away from a star, which we can't be far off already. Yeah. I still can't see a nebula. Now the nebula should be below us actually. Maybe I'm not looking down far enough. Can anyone see a nebula? What is going on there? Let's have a look. Let's have a look outside a second. There should be a nebula. That's just another planet drifting by there. There should be a nebula and we should be heading in the right direction for it. And I can't see one. Another planet over there. Do you know, looking at that actually, see that dot moving? I'll try and keep it in the middle. That's how, before we had the Discovery scanner, we used to find stuff in a system. We had to look for stuff that moved when we flew away from the star, and that's how we would discover new planets and so on. How times have changed. There's a galactic core, but no sign of the nebula that we're heading towards, and I'm telling you, we definitely are. Let's show you, just to prove that I'm not going crazy. Mind you, I suppose it could be still quite far away, although it's not many jumps in this ship because it's got such a good range. But look! No nebula. Click on the destination. And it appears. That's the magical nebula. So we're only 1,000 light years away. Just under. You know, it's just a few hops, yet we still can't see it. I'm saying bug. Retmok, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you along. Yeah, look at that. So it is there, but inside the ship. Right, do you know what I'm going to try? Let's do a bit of bug hunting. I'm just going to relog and see if it appears. It won't take a second. Let's try that. Log in. Let's see if it appears. Okay, I think we just answered that question. No. It hasn't appeared, has it? I just logged into OpenPlay, so I'm not going to see my... what's causing that? I didn't see any black holes. See that lensing over there? Oh, nah, it won't be a... Oh, I know what it'll be. It's a neutron star system. That'll be the neutron star causing that. Alright, just going to log back into group so that I can... no, don't want that. So that I can see where my fellow explorers are. I'm conscious I went into open. And don't worry, I'm not worried about being stream sniped. Not where I am. And it wouldn't bother me anyway if I did. It'd be an honour that someone actually could go to the effort. Taking me down in my paper thin Anaconda. Kermit, try exploring a view. Yes, I did. A Retmok. Are you the same nutter that did the exploration guide on the forum in the early days? Yes, I am. I am the very same nutter. Right, we need to... I hope you enjoyed that guide back then. Needs a serious update. A lot of things have changed since then. Hence, I've just started a new exploration series, but I'm doing it using video instead and putting them on YouTube. And we'll probably whack them on Twitch as well. I've only put one up on Twitch so far, which was the... Was it the Planet Death? I put a short montage of Planet Death on there. Right. The nebula's definitely there. Let's get going.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, but I'm the guilty person for the Nutter's Guide to the Galaxy. Come here, that nebula is black on the side you're approaching from. You might have a good point there, sir. You might have a good point, although I'd expect to see some glimmer of it, to be fair. But I'm going to go back into the... We'll just scoop off this neutron star. Let's change my cockpit mode now because I've relogged. We'll scoop off this star, we'll head away from it again. And then yeah, we'll see exactly what angle we're coming at and see if it really is completely black. And then if it is, I kind of like take it away. But to be fair, when we're in the galaxy map, it's not even visible unless you mess about getting close to it. Oh, that's the bit where I go bug. Retmok enjoyed it very much, learned a lot from it. Excellent. It wasn't just my input though, I have to be honest. There was I kicked it off and then loads of other people did some great input into it as well. So it was a community effort. I'm certainly not going to take all the credit for it. I kicked it off and then everyone put in some great input and it turned into a really good guide, so yeah. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I've tried to mention all the people in that guide that assisted with that. Get away from that neutron star. Right. Okay, let's go. Did I actually find anything worth looking at? No. Alright, let's head towards the... hang on. I think I can see it this time. Yeah, I'm still got lots of light pollution. There you go. Watch that now, just above the reticle there, you'll see. That'll get clearer and clearer as I get away from the star, because there's less light pollution. So we should be in for a treat here anyway. Like I say, it's high... Well, it's not on the galactic plane anyway, not on the level plane, so it should look quite nice against a black background. And then what would be really nice if we could find a decent planet or a system with some sort of biological life on it, or some geysers. Maybe get shot into the air, or sorry, into the vacuum, because we don't have airless, or sorry, we don't have atmosphere landings at the moment. But you see, as I get further and further away from that neutron star, you'll see that that nebula will get clearer and clearer. And I think, how far away are we from that nebula? I wonder if it shows in the... Isn't that bizarre? Now it shows up in the galaxy map as well at the same distance it does in game. It shouldn't be like that though, really, to be fair. So how far away is that? Interesting. AAG10 G508. So where's that star that is that? So we'll mess about with that later anyway, with the galaxy map, and see if we can find that system, because it's an AA H and 605, so there's a lot. So there are a lot of bonkers crazy systems around here in this sector, which makes for great exploration. And I mean really good exploration. There'll be all sorts of weird stuff going on. And as you can see, there's plenty of black holes dotted around as well. And I really want to find a black hole in the same circumstance as Planet Death, which is the white dwarf. Imagine sweeping around a black hole on a planet. That'd be so cool. Such a rare thing to find though. Right, let's crack on. How many jumps we got? 4 jumps, be there in no time. Retmok, so what's your bet for 2020 release? Atmospheric planets or space legs? Oh dear, I tell you. That's a very good question. And I'm really concerned about the fact they're not going to do anything new for a year and a half. And to me that means that they're going to do something, they're going to change direction. They might be moving development to a different country offshore, and I don't know. I think it might be space legs, but I really don't want it to be. I've just got visions of walking around seeing space stations and I hope they don't do that. I would like Spacelegs to just sort of cover walking around your own ship. Yeah. And if you do have to go to a spaceport to get a mission, fair enough, but don't make me walk there. Can we not just like appear there in some way, teleporter or something like that? Because I don't want to be in the same situation as something like Star Citizen, for example, where it takes you half an hour to do anything because you just have to walk everywhere. And trust me, I'm sure you've all played games like that, and this is something like Skyrim, of course, but even, you know, that can get a bit of a bind eventually. But then you have cutscenes and stuff and fast travel. Star Citizen, you have no choice. If you have to walk somewhere, you have to walk, and you have to walk a long way, and that's going to get boring very, very quickly. So Spacelegs, I think maybe that's where they might be heading, and maybe that development will be done somewhere else for the Spacelegs bit, is my sneaking suspicion. But I also think, because it's been talked about so much, and also talked about by David Braben, there's definitely going to be some atmospheric stuff going on, and it may start just with the gas giants, so you won't be landing, but you'll be able to fly through the clouds maybe, which shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, they're going to have to do some of what they like to call hand wavium, because how do you cope with wind speeds of thousands and thousands of miles an hour? Who knows? But that'll be one thing, and then maybe on some atmospheric worlds, probably with no life on though. And from what I understand, they're definitely not going to be doing the lava worlds anytime soon. So I'm guessing there'll be atmospheric planets, probably without liquid of any description, not necessarily water, but you know, lava or molten or any of that good stuff. I think we probably won't have liquid to start with. Of course, that does rule out water worlds. So yeah, I mean, I want it to be atmospheric landing. It would be nice to be able to walk around my ship maybe once or twice, but then once you've done it, you've kind of done it. I don't want to be forced to walk everywhere though. That would be a bad move. Red Mark saying, thoughts from me, probably atmospheric planets could have an early first step to make me think it's Spacelegs. Yeah, you know, everyone talks about Spacelegs, and yeah, Blitz, 9 people out of 10 said they're most looking forward to walking around the ships, space stations and planets, etc. Yeah. Now I totally get ships. I would be amazed if anybody playing Elite did not want to get out of the chair and go and check out the ship they're flying. I totally get that, and I really hope that happens, because that just makes sense. Extending that to walking from your ship around a space station, well, space stations are what, 2 miles long? That's just if you walk in a straight line. How long does it take you to walk 2 miles? It ain't gonna be 4 minutes. Just saying. Now obviously the space stations do have those little what looks to be some sort of highway for vehicles. That could be a cut scene to somewhere. Yes, I can see all that happening, but I don't want it to be like Star Citizen, where you have to walk forever and ever and ever and ever to do anything. Especially if it's mandatory, like you have to go and walk somewhere to go and pick up a mission or something like that. I think that would take away from the core game. But yes, I can't deny, and I don't think anyone probably can, that they wouldn't want just to have a walk around their own spaceship. I mean, I have no idea how long it would take to walk around an Anaconda. I mean, they're huge. You know, navigator seat over there, and over this side we've got co-pilot. And if I had a VR headset, I'd be able to look right around and show you other stuff. These ships are absolutely huge. So yeah, I think you could probably spend a week at least just exploring an Anaconda. Retmock, I really don't care about space legs. Kermit, that's taxis. Taxis was going well. Scooters. A scooter in a space station. That is that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Warning, low gravity. Scooters flying everywhere, delivering pizzas or something. Brilliant. And then, of course, yeah, walking around on planets. I mean, I think the problem with walking in a game, just to put all this into context, right? Imagine walking about in a game that is going to take, if I just, I'm going to miss that scoop now because I'm doing two things at once, but if I take Blitz's statistic, in a game where it will take 150,895 years for everybody, for us to explore just this galaxy that we're in now, yeah, and then you're talking about walking around on a planet, which would probably take a single player 150,000 years to explore on foot. Yeah. Oh, that's looking nice. That's looking better, isn't it? Now at the moment that's below us, but what we'll do is we'll change the view and we'll go below it in a minute, and we're just heading to this black hole, which is the next system. Oh, Commander Blitz gets in there with jetpacks. Great idea. So space legs with jetpacks, yeah. Yeah, but it would be nice to get, you know, go to a particular mission, jump out your ship, maybe on a scooter or something else, drive to a base, get out of your SRV or off your scooter or whatever, another form of transport, and then actually explore a building would be really cool. But I think that would probably be mainly used in scenarios where you get a mission. Should we just go straight and hit the exclusion zone? Let's do it from the outside. So yeah, I think that space legs are going to be what entertains the... do they call it mission packs or something? Is that what they called it? Yeah, so... Oh, there we go. A black hole. Yeah, so I think that what's going to happen is they're going to do these mission packs, and I just thought you'd like to see this black hole, by the way. Let's do it from the outside. Now, I don't know if everyone's seen, but have you seen the animated interaction with a NPC character? It's a voice-acted animation, proper, you know, like you were talking to someone in your co-pilot seat. What you're looking at there, by the way, folks, is a black hole, and that's the lensing going around it. Just try and get my thrusters from the glare. There you go, leave it there. Let's try and get round in front of it. It's fighting me. It's always pretty. I love the lensing. And I'll leave it there for a second. We're talking about my thoughts on space legs. Yeah, I think it's going to come. It's going to be used in conjunction with missions, and there is already, if you go looking on the internet, you'll find that there is a cutscene of somebody talking or taking a mission from an NPC character, and they're not in a spaceship. Okay, so to me that says space legs. But like I say, I just hope we don't have to walk too far for these things to actually happen. and there'll be some sort of quick method of transport, because I really don't want to walk around a space station that's 2 miles long. And so if they can come up with some sort of fast travel method, that would be bearable. But that said, I'll probably be out in the black doing exploration like this anyway. Right, where's that nebula? It's going to look a bit weird now because we're right next to a black hole, which is what that weird sort of shape stuff is going on. Right, anyway, let's get back in the ship. I hope you enjoyed that. We've hit the body exclusion zone. So basically what it means is that you can't actually crash into a black hole. You hit something called the body exclusion zone and you can't get any closer. And so if I just like fly straight towards it now, going the other way, you can just kind of, well, you can't actually make out the black hole actually. So now if you notice that I'm going as fast as I can, but if you look at the space dust and my thrusters, the gas from my thrusters, it's falling off, and what's happening there, just so you know, is that my ship cannot break past the exclusion zone, but anything else in the game can. So the gas from my thrusters will ultimately end up being squished to nothing in the centre of that black hole, but my ship can't. Now that said, and the thing that I wasn't going to reveal is that SRVs are not affected by the exclusion zone. And that's right folks, I want to take an SRV to the middle of a black hole. So if anyone wants to help me out do that in game, that'd be much appreciated. And I think that would be ultra cool and a first. And now I've said that, someone's gonna go and do it before me, which is fine I guess, but I'm putting the idea out there. And put it this way, it won't be easy to achieve. Anyway, so that's the exclusion zone. I can't get any closer to that black hole. But what I want to do is explore what we've got around here. Why am I not scanning? I'm not in oh, I was in analysis, right. Let's see what we've got in this system, and then let's go and find somewhere nice to look at. Yeah, 34 bodies in a black hole system. Interesting. Oh, I need to get into FSS mode now. Get the weapons in. Kermit, those tourist buses parked in wealthy stations maybe? Yes, quite possibly. And hopefully there'll always be one there waiting. Imagine having to sort of elite wait at a bus stop. That's not gameplay, is it? So hopefully that they'll be able to whisk you exactly where you want to go to straight away. And that would probably be bearable, I think. There doesn't appear to be anything of real interest here though. What's that? There's a ringed gas giant or two by the looks of it. Is that ringed? Yes it is. Yeah, I don't fancy the idea of elite bus stop, but yeah. Anyway, I'm confident Space Legs will come. It'll be used in conjunction with missions and mission packs, because they've already talked about mission packs. So I think that's what's going to happen there. I also think there'll be atmospheric landings, but don't expect anything too dramatic too soon on those. It won't be lava worlds, there probably won't be liquid, but it'll be a start I guess. Anyway, I've scanned a few things in this system, but what I do want to do now is go and find somewhere interesting to look at, shall we? We've made it to our nebula. Let's see if we can find something nice and a good angle to look at as well. Oh, there's a nice big star there. What's that? Class 3, so it's not that big. Standard BO. Just a standard black hole. I am going to spend an evening one day, just keep looking for black holes, because I really want to do that SRV in a black hole. Let's try and find an interesting large star. They're all sized, all class 3. Let me know if you see anything worth looking at. Oh, actually, there was a. Well, I know what I was going to do. Let's do that. And I was saying, what's he on about? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Well, you see that this nebula has got a name. Yep. I'm going to show you a neat trick. Like that. Yeah, so here's the neat trick then. So what I want to do is I want to find a crazy system. So the first thing I do is put in the sector name. So why is it doing that? Let me type EIMBAISYS and then AA-A. So AA-A is like the weirdest type of systems, and then from there you can change the mass of the system that you want. The first letter after that, for example H, means that's got a high mass, the most mass. So you're going to find in these systems, you're going to find massive black holes, massive neutron stars, crazy stuff going on, quite often Wolf-Rayet type stars and all that good stuff. So now what it is, you don't have to then carry on punching in a system name from there. You can just search all the systems that as I just described. I just want to check something. I want to go there as well. Let's go there now. And what I will do is I will put that system name into my notepad, which will enable me to quickly paste it in again and again, looking for stuff that we might want to look at. Let's just do that. And then we'll go and have a look at that class 2 or size 2 star. It'll be quite big. Right, now then, let's just put that system name. You can't copy and paste from Elite, which is a bit frustrating, but you can do it the other way. So I'm just going to retype that. So EIMBAIS, and then AA-A. And the AA-A and then the H will work in any sector name. Yeah, give it a go and you'll find those crazy systems straight away. Right, and there's more crazy stars there as well. Look. What's that one? Ooh, it's a carbon star. See, lots of nice places to look at around here. Far more interesting than the core, I find. And it's easier to spot these sorts of systems as well. So that'll be a carbon star. You see, it's called come here. MS2 III or 3, whichever way you want to look at it. And carbon stars are big as it is. So let's go to the carbon star first, because we've all seen giant stars. Let's go to a carbon one. Won't take long. So let's just catch up with the old chat there whilst I've been messing about. Right, Mark, you would prefer atmospheric planets first. That feels like it is more core to the Elite experience than Space Legs. Yeah. The thing is, the reason why I'm confident that they're going to bring Space Legs is that everyone says, oh, Space Legs will be difficult. Well, not as difficult as an atmospheric planet, because all the mechanics for Space Legs are already in the game. You've got artificial gravity, you've got the models and everything else. Obviously they'll have to work on interaction with doors and stuff, but that said, I think they might cheat and you won't ever be opening a door anytime soon. But all the physics are there for Space Legs. They've added rails and staircases to ships now. Whenever you put your undercarriage down, they didn't always have staircases, but if you look now, they all have got staircases of one shape, form or another, I think, now on all of the models. So SpaceX is coming. I'm confident of that. Atmospheric planets is going to be difficult, doing liquid water and all that stuff, because those physics aren't in the game yet. We've not seen liquids in the game, so they're going to be tricky. And also things like weather. So obviously they've done the atmospheric cloud type stuff, which is fine. That's just a cloud effect or a smoke effect. But actual weather, actual rain, Tricky. There you go, that's a big start. How far away is it? Yeah, 139 light seconds to the star. I'm sure someone's already probably been here before as well. Let's have a look. What we got here as well. Let's just see what we've got. Who's that over there? Oh, it's a little weird. It's other galaxies. There you go. King Paul's been here already. Right, nothing interesting there on that planet to look at though. And we've got a gas giant. Wherever it is. Oh, there's a gas giant. Where is it? And then I'll go into the galactic map and just show you how big this star is. Just in case you're... Come on, where is it? Yeah, so that's my opinion on space legs anyway. We'll find it in a minute, wherever it is. Where's it hiding? Oh, there it is. No ring. So it's a non-ringed gas giant.
System scan complete.
There you go. Yeah, so yeah, catch up on the chat a sec. So atmospheric planets first. Yeah, like I say, I think SpaceX is going to come. It'll facilitate the mission packs and all that good stuff. And I mean, the thing I'll be looking forward to, of course, is walking around my ship. And like I said, they've done the ship models, put your landing gear down now, and I think pretty much every ship's got some way of getting onto the ground in terms of space legs or stair lift, whatever you want to call it. Atmospheric planets, I think they'll start off with just some atmosphere, but you probably won't find ones with any sort of form of liquid on, is my expectation. Oh, so I was going to show you the system map, just so you get an idea of how big that star is. So as you can see, that's a big star. It is, in fact, I'll tell you how big it is. 32 times the radius of our star. So that's big. Oh, look at that little planet. How far away is that? Let's go and see what that looks like from this planet. It's actually landable as well, but unfortunately I don't think it's got anything. Oh, this will put it in perspective. This is a really good example. So there's a star and there's another one. Yeah, look at the difference. Now this star here, I didn't look actually, is it one I can scoop off? This will just make your head go bonkers. Coming up to this star, look at the other one. If you want any proof that space is big, hopefully this is going to do it for you. I didn't look to see if this star was scoopable, it may not be, but... Oh, it is, look at that. Like, oh yeah, of course I'm right next to that carbon star as well, aren't I? Anyway, a bit of heat damage. Let's just move away a little bit. Actually, I can do a heat sink. Why not? Alright, be fine. It's only a bit of heat. Blimey. Right, whilst that heat sink works, let's give you an outside view to show you what we're looking at here. See, this sort of stuff's worthy of a screenshot, is it not? So you can see I'm being a bit hot here, but if you want some perspective of the size of that star, okay, the closest star is the one we've just scooped from. So yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take a picture of that. I like it. That's why I like exploring. There we go. Wow. It's a biggie. Right, let's get in our ship before it melts. There you go, anyway. So, that was nice. No, we're just going to go and have a look at that little planet, weren't we? That is just amazing. And that's what you call a solar flare right there. Wow. So by the way, yeah, you can't scoop fuel from a carbon star, so don't try it. It won't end well. Let's pick up on some more of those comments. Sorry, I kind of got lost in the experience there for a moment. You remember? Oh, Jules, you remember visiting the IMRA bases and thinking about how cool it would be to walk around and interact with the base? Yeah, I think that will be cool, and I think that will happen. It will definitely be mission-based, more likely. Whether or not they'll have opening doors and stuff, I'd be interested to see. I'm having a small bet that they probably won't, unless they do like an asset refresh, and replace assets with, which could be done, I guess. So that'd be cool. I would like that, but I think the novelty will wear off unless you just like doing missions. And if you're an like exploration, of course, then you probably won't utilise space legs too much. But yeah, back in the bubble, I'm sure it'll be well used to a point. I've always wanted to walk up to a bar in a space station and order a drink, so that'd be nice. Retmox, so is it the total mass of the system rather than the mass of the other planets? Yes, it's the total mass of the system, but when you get systems that big, like I say, that AAH, that's a big score on the planet's surface there. Oh, let's just map it. I don't think there's anything of interest on there. 6 probes. Bit close for this sort of thing, really. I wasn't planning on mapping it, but let's just get it done and dusted. Yeah, so it's the mass of the system, and when you get a really massive system, what haven't I done here? Oh, right round the back. Okay, fish of that. It's the mass of the system, so that tends to be like a black hole or a something like sorry, I'm doing 3 things at once here.
Surface scan complete.
Right, are you going to tell me if I found anything? No, there isn't. So there's nothing of interest on that planet, but I do want to see what it looks like with a star. Then I'll try and remember what my train of thought was. Yeah, the mass. So it'll be like a neutron star, black hole, a couple of black holes, maybe more. But they'll be big, and you tend to get crazy systems as well. Giant stars, all that good stuff. Where's my star? There. It's a biggie. Right, and as promised, I said we'd go and have a look at one of those, didn't I? So let's go and do that now then. So I'll just go to my notepad, and I will catch up on the comments 1 second. I did promise you a crazy system, so I should really do that, shouldn't I? So I paste in the system name AAA and then a H, and then just hit search. Now I'm not prepared to go 1,000 light years, am I? And I'm pretty confident that plenty of people have been there already, and it's an O-type 3, so that is a pretty massive star right there. Let's move on to another one. So that's going to be a pretty massive black hole. That probably wouldn't take long to get to. See if we can find one a little bit closer. Oh, that's not going to be closer. But you never know if it's something bonkers. We'll have a look. That's a binary black hole. 851. Now there are a lot of these supermassive systems. Oh, that would be might be more interesting. That's probably a Wolf-Rayet, is it? Ooh, not 1, but 2. Oh, 3. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Should we go and have a look at that one? The only thing I'll probably warn you is now, though, although there be like 4 really fantastic, really bright stars, massive ones at that, because there's 4 in this system, there probably won't be a lot else, but I don't think it's too far away. 5 jumps. Let's go and have a look. Let's show you what we're talking about. Won't take long to get here. We're right near the nebula. We can jump back and forwards. It's 5 jumps is 5 minutes. Let's catch up on the text then. So yeah, Imra bases. So top mass system. Yep. Wealthy stations again have pools. Actually, yes. Kermit, you're right. Well spotted. In the stations, they do have water, and obviously there is also plant life. I don't know how accurate that water is, though, in terms of a liquid. I don't think it will have the appropriate physics. I think it's kind of more cosmetic, but it's a good point, though. There is definitely swimming pools that you can see. I'm not confident they have the physics of water, though, as we would expect. Why am I getting hull breach attack? Have I got some damage I need to sort out? Oh, me frame shift's burnt out from me neutron star jumping. We'll fix that in a bit. But yes, well spotted, and have some virtual credits, Kermit, for pointing out that there is indeed swimming pools on space stations. Commander Blitz, just reading on the forums, is probably due to the renewed success of EVA extravehicular activity in the other indie space sim and potential competition from other long in development space sim. Yeah, that may well have got them to go that way. I think they're having I think Frontier are having a bit of change of direction as well, and that's why I think that they're going to sort of join on the bandwagon, and there's another revenue stream there, isn't there, from Space Legs? All the do you know what? Just the thought makes me feel sick. Oh, sorry, I banged the mic there, but those dance moves and emoji moves, I hope that doesn't come to any dangerous. It has no place in this game. I don't want to see clapping and dancing, and oh, please don't. And obviously those would be something you can purchase from the shop, right? I really don't want to see that sort of stuff. Worse still, those open a magic chest and see if you get all that sort of loot box stuff. No, I hope they don't do that. And I have a horrible feeling it might go that way, but let's hope not. Fingers crossed, eh? Commander Blitz. EVA has massive monetization potential. Yes, it does, for character cosmetics. Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't read your comment, Blitz, before I started waffling on. Yes, but exactly, Blitz, exactly my point. It could be another money train for walking around outside and doing all that stuff. Yeah, each to their own. I just hope they don't forget about the main game, and don't spend too much time messing about. Oh god, imagine that first-person shooter, Elite Dangerous, go and buy a weapon and camouflage, and no, we don't want to end up being there. That's just too much for my brain to comprehend. Space is big enough without having all that. Metmark, why do Wolf Riots get so little monetary reward? It's a good question. You get visual reward from exploring, but monetary wise, they're just not that great. I can't remember what they pay now, because I know they've revamped all the systems. And how far have we got to go? Because I'm thinking about repairing my drive, because it's been a bit of a pain. Let's just come out of Super Cruise for a minute. Let's just see if there's anything worth landing on quickly. Oh, I've not even honked. Bad boy. Wolf Riots, though, they do tend to have planetary nebula around them. Oh, that is not anything interesting. Let's go and have a quick scan. I wish I could see the system out. That's one of my other issues I have. there's a nice ring world there. Now there could be a planet that's or a moon that's circulating that, circling it, orbiting it. What about circling it? Oh, I really have had a long week this week. Yeah, you have to go and do this palaver to see if it's in a close orbit or not. Got 2A. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. So if I go to 2A, and if it's got an orbit of less than 0.9, which it doesn't, it has 1.3 over on the right there, orbital period, then it's worth a look because it's a ringed system or ringed body. Anyway, so I'm not going to bother any further with that. You think the water hologram? I think the water is a hologram if you look closer. Yes, Jules, I completely agree. I don't think it's water with proper physics at the moment in the stations, because I think they struggle with that due to the fact that it's zero gravity near enough in the stations. I know it's revolving and all that good stuff, but if you put flight assist off, there's not a lot of gravity. I could be wrong. It could be 1G at the appropriate point, but in the core of the station, I don't think you're getting a full 1G there somehow. Maybe in the outer arms, you know, where they've got all those more convincing looking like habitats. Yes, that's probably 1G. But stuff where you dock, there's not enough rotational force there, I don't think, for 1G. Just my opinion. And Kermit says, likely to go the way of Forza for a wiggly tacky avatars. I know. Oh, look at that! I've just unlocked Snake Hip Dance or something. I don't know. Oh god, that would be too awful, wouldn't it? But of course, there's a lot of money in that. And if you've got something that people enjoy playing, like Elite Dangerous, the only question that I would have is, what would you rather do in Elite Dangerous? Would you rather explore the galaxy, or you know, do the PvP shooting, or just go ganking and shooting other players from your ship? Or would you rather get out of your spaceship and spend your time walking around a space station? I mean, it would be refreshing, I guess, just for a change, but you're not going to get very far, and you're not going to be able to earn money just walking around. You're going to have to get back in your spaceship at some point, and then once you have done that walking around and got back to your spaceship, do you really want to get back out again? Because you've kind of done it then, haven't you? But I'm sure they'll create a hub, for want of a better word. So, for example, the new station they've built next to the Galactic Core, you know, you can go there, land, walk into a bar and meet other players and all that good stuff, which is kind of, yeah, I can see the attraction, maybe. But the thing that I've always questioned, though, is that if you're going to be having space legs, i.e. being able to walk around, then there's none more of this telepresence stuff, because at the moment the way that you can fly in your fighters or your SRVs, they've got this, well, not SRVs I don't think, but they have this idea of telepresence. If you're walking about, what's to stop somebody squashing you? How do they explain that away? You know, you get run over by an SRV, or heaven forbid you call your ship back and it lands on you, which nearly happened to me in an SRV the other day. It was almost very embarrassing, because when you get squished, that's kind of game over, right? You're not going to come back from that. Anyway, Kermit, 0.1G on labels in stations, or used to be. Oh, is there? There's actually a label saying what the G is. Hey, that's cool. I didn't realise that. Thanks for that info. I'll have a look next time. I guess that's in the docking area. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're managing to. I may have said D's malfunctioned again. I need to repair it, don't I? Too busy talking. But yeah, on those stations where you've got the larger circumference with, like, they're either doing some sort of, what's the word? Oh, I have such a long way. My brain is completely dead.
Frameshift drive operating operating
Growing of plants. I know what it is, but I just can't think of the word right now. It's been a long week. Apologies. It'll come to me in a minute. And no, it's not horticulture. I'll think of it in a minute. Hydroponics. There we go. It sprung to me. Where they're doing that, I think they've got probably an appropriate amount of G. Probably 1G. Right. I'm just going to repair my frameshift drive quickly. And then we'll take you to this supermassive system. Because it's starting to annoy me that it keeps breaking. Where is it? Frameshift drive. Let's repair that. And switch on my field maintenance. Probably need to do some power management. What don't I need at the moment anyway? I don't need the pulse wave analyzer. I switched some of this on because I was exploring some weird place. There you go. You can see how kind of multi-role setup. Anyway, let's just let our frameshift drive repair, and I'll have a look at the comments. Hey Green Bean, welcome along to the live stream. Pleasure to have you along, sir. Atmospheric landers would be cool, and I believe we will see them. Like I said, I don't think they'll have ones with liquids on to start with, so you won't be like splashing around in lava, for example. And I don't think they'll have any weather systems in terms of physical rain of any description, whether that be, you know, sulfur, methane rain, or any other type of rain you can possibly conceive. But there will be some sort of atmospheric stuff going on. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think Space Legs is going to be the selling point for them. Just my opinion at the moment, because I just see where they're going with it in terms of funding the game. Cow, personal force fields to stop the squash. Alright, so if you're walking on Space Legs and someone decides to land on you with a ship or squash you with an SRV, you'll have a force field. Yeah, maybe. Otherwise they're going to have to do some sort of clever hand wavium, you know, to survive being landed on by an anaconda. Kermit, getting squished was addressed by Braben as a problem in a AMA a couple of years ago. So how did he address that then, Kermit? What did he say would happen? I am intrigued. Our drive's nearly repaired. Did he say you'd have a personal force field and you wouldn't be able to be squashed? Right, we're nearly repaired, and now we're going to have a look at this large system. How far away is it anyway? Oh, it's the next jump. There we go. We'll be there in a jiffy, as they say in the UK. Module repaired. Right, well, let's switch it back on then. And we don't need the repair system anymore, so we'll switch that back off for now. Right, frameshift drive is online. Okay, let's go. Right, this could be quite dangerous actually, because there are 4 stars, they're all massive. They could be close orbiting, so we could end up in a supermassive sandwich. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So better be on our toes here. We might have to do some evasive stuff. Who knows what we're going to find? It could be nothing. Could be something. Ooh, that's a big star. Not as big as the one we just came from there. Look, there you go. That's what I thought might be. Okay, system scan complete. I get it. Okay, so they are fairly close orbiting. Well, those two are anyway. But unfortunately there's nothing else in the system, and that tends to happen. And those other ones are orbiting over there, not too far apart, but they are a nice colour star. So let's don't panic, because we have moved in this direction. What we can do is we can now have a look for another one close by. And I think there are some just near here. Because we went to the effort of moving out. How far away is that one? 500 light years? What's meant to be in there? Oh, it's going to be a big O-class star. Go on then, let's go and have a quick look. It won't take long. Seriously, I know you think 500 light years is a long way, but in this ship it's not. We have the power, we have the capability. Oh, his throwaway comment was about people in stations knowing gankers would be immediately try to kill them. Alright, throwaway comment. Yeah, being ganked in the station and being shot at and stuff, and squashed, no doubt. Right, I promise you it won't take long to get this system. Probably 2 or 3 jumps at best. Yeah, so I think, yes, we'll see space legs. Of course, the downside is, and if you're new to the stream and you haven't heard yet, the makers of this game, Elite Dangerous, have just announced that they're not going to do anything for a year and a half, which I find a really strange announcement. Hey, got some news for you, we're not going to do anything. Bizarre. So it makes me think they're doing some major overhaul, possibly where they'd get the development done from. They may move stuff offshore, different model, and like I say, which led us onto space legs really. They might go down that avenue. How many jumps we got? 3 jumps, be there in no time. Well, I hope you're enjoying the stream anyway. Finding it interesting. If you have got any questions about anything, then obviously ask. I'll do my best. And it's great to have what I think I can call now the regular people that come and watch the streams, which is really nice, and I'm honoured that you come back. That applies to Cal and Kermit and who else have we got in here? Jules, of course, and Blitz, Kermit, of course. So yeah, it's great to have you guys in here. Of course, Retmock now. It's nice. I really like it. I enjoy your company, so I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. It's very much appreciated. And hopefully, if you do play Elite Dangerous, we can meet up in space, yeah? That'd be cool. I'd like that. I really don't think that's an Earth-like world. It's going to be a rocky ice. Let's have a look. No. That's not even the one that was highlighted, but just quickly scan that. I'm pretty confident it won't be an Earth-like. Oh, that one's ringed though. I do like ringed planets. Now, if you're wondering how I know that, if you look at the arrows, they're really far apart, which indicates a ringed planet. And it'll be a ringed icy body, I'm guessing. Yeah, ringed icy body. And hey presto, it's got a ring. They can be quite interesting to go and look at. Get great surface features. Okay. Oh no, I was looking for something there, wasn't I? I forgot. So I was reading the comments there again. So Retmock, they had to say something, and it is a no-win situation for them. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't got anything for us for a year and a half. That's a big ask from the fans, isn't it, to wait that long for something? And let's face it, the last update, yes, it had some enhancements, yes, it's improved the general gameplay, but to tell your fan base that you're not going to do anything for a year and a half, or that's ringed, I think. No, it's not. Yeah, that's a strange decision. You thought they would have put something out there. Anyway, it wasn't an Earth-like. And I just want to see if this planet is close by, because I should be going to that system, shouldn't I? But I'm being naughty and exploring. Sorry about that. Let's crack onto the system in question. 2 jumps. It's another neutron star. So, where are you all in the world that are viewing at the moment? I'd be interested to know. I'm streaming from the UK.
System scan complete.
Right, let's scoop off this neutron star. Let's put my jump range so you can see it increase.
Warning. Frameshift drive
Right.
operating beyond safety limits.
77 light years becomes.
Supercharged.
Oh, refresh issue. Oh, there we go. To 310 light years. Not shabby with all the equipment I've got on board, is it?
Warning. Frameshift drive
Right. Anyway,
beyond
let's.
safety limits. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, if you're interested, this ship will do just over 80 light years if I strip it down for exploration and just pure exploration. And I think that's still with SRV. So it's not too bad. Hey Cal, you're also from Ireland. Awesome. Green Bean, the US. USA, hell yeah. Superb, thanks for joining. Right, that is a big star. 916 light seconds away. See, this is what happens. Like I say, yes, this is a supermassive system, but all that mass is just in one star, unfortunately. Let's just see how massive that star is. Yes, it's big in terms of radius, but it's probably got a really large mass as well. Mass, look at that. 39 solar masses, nearly 40 stars worth of stuff in that. So it's a big star. But unfortunately no other bodies in it to explore. Let's just quickly have a look and see if we can find any more. Now you'll notice that that system had been visited, and you're probably thinking, well, that's weird because it's right in the middle of nowhere. Let's go to another black hole system. So anyway, that's the way it works. You paste in the system name followed by AA-A and then add a H at the end. So space H, and then just keep hitting search until you find an interesting system. Some of them will have a lot, but what you will also find is that you will find things like Planetary Nebula doing that, especially we're in a busy system. I mean, if I just flick around now, let's have a quick look. I might find something interesting. Black holes. Essentially, you just keep clicking until you see something of interest. I think we already went to that one, because we've got a line there. We've already visited that. And so this is how you find crazy systems, just by using that code. That's another supermassive star there, no doubt. But you keep clicking through, and eventually you'll find something like a planetary nebula, or they'll always be interesting, especially if they're C is that see Wolf Rayet, they're supermassive stars, so the chances are it ain't going to be that interesting. But if you find like a G class under that search criteria, then go and have a look, because that will have a lot of other stuff in it. because G-class stars can't get that massive. Obviously black holes can, O-class stars can, and Wolf-Rayet stars can. So if you find a G-class star or anything that isn't like a stellar remnant, well, that's an interesting one. What's that? 07. I see that. I have a sneaky suspicion we'll have more than just a star in it. That will have other stars or planets in it. And I could go and have a look at it, but you know, I think you're bored of me travelling around. Let's go and find, see if we can find something in that black hole. I think you got the gist of that anyway. Kermit, you're in Washington State. Awesome. Meta Vendetta. What a cool name that is. Is in Ireland. Jules, UK, Southwest. And Zaymeister, Gayland. Fantastic. Must be bright there. Well, thanks for joining everyone. I hope you're enjoying the stream anyway, and if there's anything you want to see or any questions you want to ask, feel free. Gives me something to waffle on about. Like I say, the major news story today is that Frontier Development have announced they're not going to do anything for a year and a half. And that's why... Oh, we've run into a black hole. And that's why I've got the title of the video. Oh, come on.
System scan complete.
Oh no, that means it's another star. Oh well. Well, that was uneventful. But there's a black hole. Oh, look at the nebula. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. Black holes, always interesting, and I would really like to find a planet that's close by a black hole. Let's give you an outside view. Lots of lensing there. Anyway, there you go. Just proving that you're safe from a black hole. Lovely. Right, let's get back in the ship. Jules, how do you know all this? What? Just elite stuff or stuff in general? I don't know, I suppose I soak it up like a sponge. Ugh, this is really freaky. Now you should see that that looks like I'm still hitting the body exclusion zone. Right, where's the black hole? Let's target that. Oh, caught onto that. I'm heading away from it. But I'm in reverse. That does doesn't help. Right, there we go. Moving away now. Let's do that from the outside. It should look pretty. So wave goodbye to the black hole. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, it's very pretty. Twisted Sigma. I salute you, sir. Thank you for joining. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's go and find a system to explore. It's about time we landed on a planet, don't you think? Right, let's find somewhere to land that looks interesting. I spy... Oh, what's that there? I'm a sucker for a big star. What have we got there? Plenty of black holes around. Something a little bit more spectacular, maybe. That's standard main sequence and all that. Oh, let's go for this one. This has promise. We've got a black hole, but we've also got oh, come on. There's a black hole, but there's also an O class. Give us an O class, or was it B class? But anyway, it should look interesting. Say goodbye to the black hole. Can't say that too often. Twisted Sigma. I'm Chris Somerville from YouTube yesterday. Yeah. So, two different names. Is INRA broken for you as well, or just me? INRA? To what do you refer to in terms of broken? INRA. Sorry, I've had a long day, or sorry, I've had a long week, so my brain's not fully functioning today for some reason. Retmock, any other patterns in the seemingly random system names? Yes, there are lots. I don't have them all to hand because it's kind of an impromptu stream, but there are other codes that give you kind of a different type of system, and they're all of interest. And like I say, every sector has them. The high mass ones towards the outskirts are quite rare, and the closer to the core you get, the more there are. But yeah, there is meaning to them all, and I'm afraid I don't have that sort of research to hand. But the key question, or key answer to your question is yes, they all have meanings. Oh, the INRA website's down, is it? Oh, okay, I understand what you're on about now. I can check that very quickly. And the answer is yes, it is actually working fine, as Jules has confirmed. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Just the two. Right, let's go and find a slightly less interesting system. So that's the system we've just gone to. Right, let's find an average system. I want to land on a planet. It's time to land on a planet, don't you think? Spent too much time buzzing about in space. Let's land on a planet near that nebula. Is that the nebula we started out at? Right, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go and land in a nice spot on a planet where we can see that in the cosmic void. That's what we've decided to call. Let's head to that one to start with. That's what we've decided to call what you would call the sky. We'll call it the cosmic void, and we're going for a really nice view. And it's only 5 jumps, it'll be there in no time. Twisted Sigma, you're trying to find a Guardian tech broker close to HIP 12067. Well, Twisted Sigma, I guess if you ask Jules really nicely, might be able to help you. Kermit, Brooks said a while ago that the phenomenons are linked to coordinates. Right. Yeah, I mean, those system names are all what they call a seed. But there is a pattern to them, and there is obviously the system will be unique, but but there is a guide. So the AA-A with the H is a high density system. Now they tend to be giant stars. Then there are other codes, like I say, that I don't have to hand, where it might be, I don't know, BY-K, then a space, then a H, which means again another high mass system, but it will be in terms of planetary bodies instead. So there is a pattern to them. Unfortunately, I don't have them to hand right now, but it is worth experimenting with, and you can spend the rest of your living days playing with all those different combinations in the galaxy and probably cover about 0.5% of what's available in the galaxy, so it's a bit bonkers. So we're just going to get close to that nebula and find a planet to land on. A planet with some sort of activity or... oh, I need some more fuel. Yeah, some sort of activity or thermal activity, something like that. Gas vent, thermahole, maybe a bit of biology. Who knows? Now that's what I call community spirit. There you go, Chris. Jules, thank you very much for assisting Jules in his quest. I love it when the community come together. Thank you, Jules. Scully Power Station. Wow, Jules. So if anyone's watching this stream and they need to know where something is and they can't access the INRA website, Jules is ready on hand to help. Oh, look at that. I've managed to bring two commanders together to help each other as well. All that stuff makes me feel good. Right. Anything interesting? Throttle down. Nope. Let's go. There we go. Right, so what we got? 2 jumps. And the nebula will start to look a little bit better in a minute. So what's everyone's thoughts on the announcement from Frontier that they're not going to do anything for 1.5 years? And why should you ponder that question? Jules, gotta love INRA. It's a fantastic website, isn't it? It is such a brilliant resource. And the reason why it's there, of course, is because it's not in the game. But INRA is my go-to place for things like engineering and all that good stuff. Fantastic resource. And I do doff my cap to the creators. And if anyone wonders what I'm talking about, you just need to go to inra.cz and all will become clear. across the bit and I'm not going to get any planets.
Fuel scooping.
I knew it.
Scan complete. System scan complete.
Right, let's find a nice spot to view this nebula from. Let's see, so we really want the nebula to be quite bright in the sky. Oh, sorry, cosmic void. And it would be better if we have a dim star. Maybe not a black hole. Is that a black hole?
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah. Let's give it a go. The trouble is there may not be a lot of light on the planet's surface, but let's go for that. Let's do it. .502 error, Chris. It's a bit unusual.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, hopefully this planet, or this system, this black hole system will have some planets that we can land on. But also, we should have a nice view of the nebula as well. Get out and stretch our legs in an SRV.
Hull integrity.
Oh, get over it. Right. Why does it do that? Come on. Ah, 2 bodies. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do a scan until I get into Super Cruise. Hopefully it's a planet. Oh. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a gas giant. That's no good.
Cannot comply.
Get on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, we just have to find another system. Let's try one next door.
3, 2, 1.
So it doesn't look like a lot at the moment, but that will look quite nice.
System scan complete.
Right, let's find a slightly fainter star a bit further away, get a good angle. I think somewhere about here would be a good view. And perfect, an F-class star. Let's do it. I'm confident.
Drive charging.
I'm confident that this will have exactly what we're looking for. And the nebula's going to look really nice. Okay, let's have everything crossed for an interesting system.
Fuel scooping.
I think we might be in luck.
Fuel scooping complete.
And that would be nice is a gas giant. And there's a gas giant. With some moons that are landable. Well, that's a ringed one for a start. And it has got moons. We could be in Japort territory. Let's see. Oh, that's a ringed moon. Or another gas giant. Oh, it's a ringed moon. Nice. Is it landable? It's landable, but there's no geology. What a shame. That's going to be a stunning view from there. What else have we got? Well, that's no good because you can't land on those. And that's it for that one. Shame. Right, let's have a look over here what we got. More ringed by the looks of it. Come on, give us a planet with some activity. Biological 5, we've hit the jackpot. Right, we'll leave that there. That's exactly what I wanted, was biological. We'll just scan the rest of the system while we're here. And if you want to place your bets on what biological we might find, now's the time. Oh wow, this is busy. Oh, there's going to be a lot of life around here, I'm guessing. Yeah, there will be. See, biological and geological knife, but you never really get them close enough together, so I'm going to stick with my first one, maybe.
System scan complete.
Hey Chris, it loaded. Excellent. Got a Guardian FSD booster now. Awesome. That adds another 10.5 light years to a big ship. Anything that will hold a class 5 slot. Congratulations. Right, let's see which planet looks interesting for that. Oh, right close to the star. Whoa, that's some big landables. Oh, 1.3G. 1.9G. 1.6 days. That's quite close to the ring. This is going to make for quite a nice view, actually, especially if the other one's... yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And it was biological, wasn't it, we had on that one? And that's got vapor geysers. They can be fun too, but a non-ringed isn't quite so interesting. Right, let's go and find out what the biological is. Jules, you're going for tubers. I'm gonna say bark mounds. Boring. Now, as I get farther away from the main system, you should see the nebula get a bit brighter. Should make for a nice view when we get on the planet's surface. And hopefully these orbits aren't too far apart. I didn't look, but if they aren't too far apart, then I'll guess we should have some nice views. Fingers crossed. Now I know the planet's going to be quite close to the ring. Not crazy close. I do like to find those, but close enough. Yeah, I think we've got a good, a nice backdrop here. And obviously we'd like to be able to see the gas giant as well, so we kind of line up our shot as we approach. So we want to see that in the background as well, don't we, right? Oh, is it actually above the ring? That'd be really cool. Oh, this is going to make for a superb shot, trust me. Because you're going to be able to see the ring and everything. That is going to be nice. Nice spot, like it. Obviously, most of the time you find that these moons, are on the same plane as the ring of the gas giant. I'm guessing one probe will do it. But when they're above the orbit of the, is it going to do it? Yes, great. So we've had to surface scan it to find the biological. locations, which we now have, which is great. But yeah, when they orbit above the ring like this, you can get some fantastic screenshots. Let's turn that off. That on. Right, we need to look for biological places to land. Okay, surface biological, there's one up there. Yeah, that might be good. Oh, it'd be nice if it was on that, what looks like some sort of mountain.
Orbital flight engaged.
No, that's going to obscure the, oh, look at that mountain there, look, wouldn't that be nice? But we don't want to obscure the view. What an interesting planet though. Or moon. So I'm thinking, which one? Yeah, that one. Gonna go for that one. Oh, there's a lot of interesting places on here. That's a nice, very interesting. Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. I'm happy with that. Hey Kermit, you're off. Okay, buddy. Catch you later too, dude. Well, this is a slow approach. I think I might have peaked a bit too soon now. Let's try and extend the glide. We don't want to drop out of warp just yet. Stretching it out as much as I can. I'll take that. Okay, could have done with some more mountains in the background, I guess, but let's see what we're going to find. We can always go to another biological spot on the planet. So, Jules has gone for tubers, I've gone for Bart Mound. What will it be? Could be space pumpkins? Who knows? Oh, is it? That looks like Bart Mounds. Oh, they're really boring. Oh, no, is it? I never checked the gravity actually. Oh no, we're okay. That's Bart Mounds, isn't it? I'm pretty confident that's Bart Mounds. Too many options here. Ah, that's what I was after. Bart Mounds. I'm a winner. Right. Well, we know what we think about Bart Mounds, don't we? Actually, well, no, I could try for another spot and see if there's something more interesting. Seismic charge. Wow, the gravity's low. Oh. Hey, what happened there? Is it stuck in midair? Different. it's not a surface. Right. Let's land. Let's land and take a picture anyway. Could have done with it not being Bartman's, to be honest. But,
Landing gear deployed.
that's weird. It's sitting in there like that. Right. Oh, actually, what I'll do is I'll get my ship in the screenshot. Skim along this way. Because I'm guessing you want to see what it looks like, right? Let's just park here. There we go, touchdown. Waiting for the weapons to go back in. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I not switched it on? Always helps. Oh, there it is. Planetary vehicle. Switch it on. There we go. Right, now we'll be able to deploy.
Low gravity warning.
Right. So there's our local store. But of course, what you really want to see... Oh. And there's the Bart mounds. Whoa, there we go. A rather ungraceful landing. Oh, can't see my ship now. Right, I will give you a nice view in a minute. I just wanted to capture the ship in the view as well. Ah, we're on a hill, that's why. Let's get up here. There's my ship. Let's park near a Bart mound. Let's go over that one. There we go, something like that. Get in the outside view. And then you discover why we like to explore. So there's our star. What's that? Oh, that's the other moon. That's the other moon. Well, it's not a moon actually, it's a planet orbiting this gas giant. And we're orbiting the gas giant. And there's a nebula in the background. That's the galactic core over there. And then of course the nebula and the ship and the SRV. And then if you want some desktop wallpaper, you line your camera up and take your shot. And that's why we like to explore. And if you're feeling brave, you can even drive around and have a moving screenshot. There you go. If you've got someone who makes a good narrator, you can make your own movie. And there we go. So I think we'll leave it there for that one. So there you go. I promised you a nice view to end on. I hope you're enjoying that. I'll end the stream here. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for all your feedback and all that good stuff. Really appreciate your company. I've had a long week and I'm going to have a good sleep. But I will be back during the week and we'll do some more exploration. No doubt. So until then, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this and you want to see some more, of course, then obviously just follow and hit the reminder bell and all that good stuff. Subscribe, all those things that you do when you want to watch content again. And I'm sure I can come up with some other interesting things for you to watch. So until then, thanks for watching. Fly safe everybody and have a lovely rest of your day.